Yesterday, sir talked about the use of Podman.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
So, sir, uh, how to make an application or agentic AI type application, but want to know that that kind of work we can also do using our VS Code or our terminal. So, why we are using that?
Why if we are using Podman?
Yes,
Is
sir.
that your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, anyone wanted to answer that question?
So I think tomorrow sir told about the pods that how industry works on it. Like for example, in one pod or one container, the SQL runs in another pod. The database, the front end part works. So pods are like virtual computers. We can build many. Since in one computer it is difficult to manage everything, so we create pods to manage them.
Okay. And what is benefit of using containers?
Say it's like a like another raw machine, whole one computer. It's like pods, which
Yeah.
helps in the further
Yeah,
things to be
that's correct.
done.
So,
Sir, how is it different from a virtual machine then?
yeah, how it is different from a virtual machine? That's a good question. The difference is that what do you call it? Podman containers, they have they don't have their own kernel, whereas in virtual machine, it's is it have everything. It have their own kernel as well. So kernel, if you are using container, then it shares kernel of host machine, whereas in this thing virtual machines, they have their own kernel, so kernel is not shared with the other machines kernel. Basically that's the main difference, and let's ask what other difference are there which I'm not aware about. What is uh, how Podman containers are different than virtual machines? All right. Yeah, so as I mentioned, it have its own kernel, memory, CPU, and virtual hardware, whereas they share same kernel as the host one. Isolated at the process level, they don't need a full OS for each container. Okay. Then VMs are heavy. Yeah, that's what. So if you are running a VM on let's say 8 GB RAM machine, then probably you can run one or two virtual machine. Whereas if you are running container, then you can run 10 containers. They are lightweight, as in they only require that particular app, and then the packages that needs to be installed for running that particular application. So containers are lightweight in that sense. That's because they don't have their own kernel. That is one
Okay,
reason. Okay.
sure.
And then virtual machines, they become slow. That's because now you know why they are slow, because they are heavy, resource heavy in the sense. And they have the same kernel. That means the communication with the machine is much more faster in containers.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
here isolation is much. In virtual machine it's completely isolated, but whereas here this also have isolation from whatever processes that are running on your machine, but they share the same kernel. That's one thing. uh, Based on portability, you can just push the images to Docker Hub or Podman Hub, and then pull it from there. So that's what. If you have any GitHub repository that have some Docker file, you can just pull that GitHub repository, then you build it, and then you just run it. You don't have to do much setup. So that's why it is good. And here, if you want to if you want to move something, you need to move the whole image, and the image could be 20 GB, 30 GB, 60 GB, and then you are required to use flash drives or something like that. So containers are basically lightweight, and they also are, in the sense, portable. So I will just put this into chat box. Yes, Satyam.
Sir, I have a question. How Podman is different from Docker?
They are both same.
Okay.
I think Docker is what you call it. It's not open source, and Podman probably is open source. That's what the difference is. If you ask me in terms of what you call it, commands, they are both same. How is Docker different than Podman? And let me ask this in a new tab. Okay, it runs in root mode. Root is like super user of your machine, and then they run in rootless mode. And CLI is
This
compatible. They use same format.
this root is talking about the WSL root or the root of the folder we have shared in the GitHub.
Root is like the super user. That is WSL root.
No, my question. The root, the talking with it is a folder structure root, no?
Yeah, there is one folder structure as well, but I'm talking about the root user.
The root user, this root we are talking about is of the root in the WSL root in the home where it is located. This root.
Oh, you are talking about root folder. Where is it
Yeah,
located?
yeah, root folder where it is located. Whether this is talking about the
It's over here.
Sir,
yeah,
root means kernel, right? Kernel you are talking.
role. Okay, it is in the root.
Root means kernel.
Basically root is a super user who has access to all like system basically.
Okay, got it.
I mean, yeah, that's what root is. What is root? If I ask, it will.
And the virtual machine and Podman and Dockers are not in the root. They are subdirectories, right? Of that. They work in the subdirectories of root.
I don't know about the file structure of
Okay.
how Podman and Docker they are storing the file structure, but this uses rootless, which is
Rootless. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
rootless mode means a specific user can run. So if I have a WSL, then there are users. Whereas in here it runs in as a root. So all the containers traditionally it used to be. Now they have introduced rootless as well.
The
So anyway,
difference is that it contains root, but it is rootless. Okay, got it.
yeah. But if you talk in terms of CLI usage, they have same set of command. So if you know the commands that works on Docker, it works on Podman as well. Okay, so let me start with today's session, which is I'm going to first do this GitHub Pages. So how many of you know what is purpose of GitHub Pages? Either you have checked out the content on a TDS portal, or somehow you know about them. Okay.
Actually, sir, we was on a TDS portal. The GitHub page is likely for the hosting purpose.
Yes, that's correct.
Version control system. It is a version control system which can be saved at both our client machine and the server also.
And once we upload any project, any like deploy any project to GitHub Pages, and if we make any changes to that, and we push that changes, it automatically gets, and through the deployment, it changes in real time, right? Automatically get deployed, that changes, right?
Yeah, that's also correct. But what kind of file you can host using GitHub Pages,
Mainly static files.
which is Markdown, HTML?
Yes,
Yes,
Markdown,
yes,
HTML,
JS.
Markdown.
Yes.
both will work.
Those are the files that you can host on GitHub Pages. And let me show you some examples. One is our TDS repo itself is hosted via GitHub Pages. So it uses GitHub Pages to, so this particular website, which is TDS, this host content for this TDS portal. So all this content is coming from this particular repo. So there must be a sidebar and .md. So if you want to put some sidebar, then this is the file that must be there. And then what is use of this file? I think that is to, I remember what was use of that file. Have to now check out. What is use of this file in a GitHub repository that hosts pages? Is used specifically when hosting GitHub Pages. By default, Pages uses a static site generated to build and serve your site. Automatically ignores all the files folder, unlike these ones. If your project is not a but a plain HTML CSS site generated, then you don't want inferring with your file. Placing an empty file in the root commonly mean or GitHub Pages tells Pages to escape Jackal processing and serve the files as they are. If you have site has folder these, GitHub Pages without would ignore those files, breaking your site. Serves them normally. So this is do not run Jackal. Just host my files as they are. So Jackal is it might be some kind of process that makes some changes and you won't be able to see the exact site that is there. So that's why this file is involved. So most of them are markdown files and they are as it is hosted over here. Now, how do you do this? Is I create one GitHub page and one new repository. Add a markdown. I don't want that. Okay, let me use this one. GitHub. This. And its public repository, a template, no templates available. Okay, we don't want license as well. And let's create one new file which can be let me exactly copy this file from here. Okay. Cannot find a valid reference in main. I don't know what happened. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's try to host it now via GitHub Pages, which is you go to settings and then you go to pages under settings, and then we will use this branch which is main branch, and let's save this. And I don't want any custom domain. And visibility start from 30 days. Learn how to add Jekyll theme. Possible best for using framework and you refer from a domain other than this one. We don't have any docs name structure over here.
Where do you want to save this file?
Sorry?
Where do you want to save this file?
Which file?
Yeah, this file, no? What you are trying to do?
Yeah, I'm trying to use GitHub Pages to host this markdown file, which we have just created.
Demo GitHub Pages. A GitHub Actions markdown.
Yeah, this is GitHub Actions, which I have just copied from this repository. So it have one GitHub Actions one. This is the one, and
You
I
have
have just
copied
copied content of this one.
You have copied one file and put in your GitHub folder, right?
Yeah.
GitHub demo.
Yes.
And then what you want to do with that file?
Now I want to use GitHub Pages to host that file.
Okay.
It comes as
what is the process of hosting? Try to explain also so you can also understand.
I mean, yeah. So that's what you have to go to settings. Okay. Once you go to settings, there you will see code and automation, right? Over here, you will see one option of pages. Now, if you go to pages, it shows you from where you want to deploy. Like it have already deployed, I guess. And let me check.
You have deployed demo GitHub.
Yeah, and that is because this is the name of my repository.
Yeah. Name of repository, demo GitHub Pages.
Yeah, the demo GitHub Pages is the name of the repository that I have created, and it's under Jivraj-18 name.
This is not main, no. The main branch is of the Jivraj 18, no.
No,
This is domain.
Wait. Let me show you. Yeah, so this is being deployed via
Jivraj 18.
Jivraj 18, and by default it deploys main branch itself.
Yeah, and this main branch is Jivraj 18, right?
Main branch, no. Jivraj 18 is my username.
Yeah.
Yeah, so branching is a different thing. So there is this username, which is
now demo GitHub Pages is the main branch, right?
No. Demo GitHub.
Srikant sir.
Yeah.
Every Git repository has multiple branches.
Yeah.
So the branch name, the default branch name is main.
Yeah. So that's one again. Demo GitHub page
is a repository.
Repository has the main branch, right? This one. In the main branch, Jivraj 18 is there.
No. See. Shrikantji.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is something like this is my name. So all repositories that I own will come under my name. Okay.
Yeah.
So now this is one repository that is present under me. Okay. Now this repository can have multiple branches. So all those multiple branches will be listed over here.
Okay. Fine. Okay.
All right. So this Jivraj 18 identifies me, who is owner of this repository. And then this is the repository that is there. And in this repository, there can be multiple branches.
Okay. An MD file is the main branch, right?
And yeah, this now if you see over here, this button, right?
Main branch.
Right now I am on main branch. So all the files that are listed over here will be from main branch.
Okay.
Now I can have multiple branches. As of now, we don't have, but yeah, over here we can see.
Okay.
This branch, if we go to this branch, this will have some different set of files. So this is coming from project 1 of Jan 2025 terms. Project 1 stuff is there.
Okay.
I guess he is confused like how link was created, that deployment link.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that was
that I will tell you now.
yeah.
First, let me verify if it have deployed this file or not.
Jivraj, by default, it deployed the
Yeah, by default,
index.html.
it deploys main branch, right?
Yeah, but it refers to index.html.
It requires.
Index.html. This markdown will not be rendered by default. For them, they need to use some tools like Quarto or these Jekyll's.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you can directly wrote the index.html that will be shown, that will be rendered as HTML. So if you create any index.html, no, so on that deployed link, that will open. And then later on, all the files and folders will be handled just like the normal directory and HTML pages.
Sir, tell me, what are we trying to do? You are showing that how the TDS site is hosted in GitHub. Is that the objective of this?
Yes, and we are showing how you can host your own sites.
Okay. So the TDS is written on in which program, sir?
TDS, this website,
Yeah,
it's just Markdown files.
Markdown.
Yeah, these are Markdown files. You can see .md files, right?
Okay.
I'm not sure, but most probably Markdown will be converted to ultimately HTML via the Jekyll that Yuvraj has shown, no? Jekyll.
Yeah, that
So
file I will have to probably add. Right now I haven't added, but if this deployment does not show all those structure, then we'll add that.
We
deployment
can
will
take
take
help of
1 minute time. Can you
how
refresh?
Sorry.
we can take help of ChatGPT if it's like any problem.
Yeah, yeah, you can take help of ChatGPT.
More efficient.
Yes, I think it have already been deployed. So if I just go to pages and let me check when it was last deployed. So it's 1 minute ago. Okay, yeah, I think this has been deployed. Okay, now I can see this, but there is nothing that I can see as of now. Now if I go back and if I search for a file which is sidebar.md, this file, let me copy row content and take it to this one, and I will change few things from here since I am just hosting one file, which is GitHub Actions. I will just copy this bit from here and remove rest of the things. What is the structure? Okay, yeah, it's fine. I'll just remove this one and then go here and let me add this file to the repository, which is underscore sidebar, right? Its name is underscore sidebar.md. Let me copy name and add new file. I'm not sure whether we have to include Jekyll or not. I mean, it reduces some processing, but for our purpose, do we have to do that or not? I'm not as of now sure about. If
This sidebar is a keyword, right? We have to keep that.
yes, sidebar is the name of the file should be sidebar.
And this is a keyword file name. We have to keep this file for that. That underscore sidebar.md.
Yes.
Okay. For that purpose.
Yeah.
And what should be the content of that file? MD?
Yeah, so it should be something like this. I mean, I have to show you. So this should be whatever name you want to appear over here. Okay, so right now, if you can see, it have this name, like CI/CD GitHub Actions. Okay,
Yeah.
now that have same name, CI/CD GitHub Actions. This is the name what you want to show on the sidebar, and then what shall be the name of sorry, what is the location of that file. So if you go to this repository I have here, then, and now I search for the file which is GitHub Actions. So this is present in the root directory, right? There are these folders as well. It's not present in any of these folders. It's directly present inside root directory. Okay.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
why the path is given as directly over here. If it was in a folder, then you give the name of the folder. Okay.
Okay, in the bracket, the path should be there, right?
Yeah, path should be there.
Sir, how you are like accessing that GitHub from this? Like, I'm not understanding.
This GitHub.
Like, yeah, this GitHub actions.md. How you are accessing this whole project from that small link?
I mean, this is public repository that is under Professor Asanand's.
So can you just go to that file, the single file you have just
GitHub
that
Actions.
No, that next tab, pages.
Pages.
Yeah, tab. You have to change the tab, browser tab.
Okay, yeah, this one.
Yeah, here you uploaded that 2 files, right?
There I have uploaded 3 files.
Yeah, this CI/CD.
Index file, sidebar file, and GitHub Actions.
So through this GitHub Actions, how are you accessing that GitHub project? Like,
how I am accessing?
Yeah, you have GitHub Actions.md here, right?
Yes.
So now inside that, when you click like on that link, something like inside that file, how you are like accessing that full project of that previous tab?
Full project of that previous tab. I mean,
like,
I could not understand what.
Maybe sir, he is asking from Professor Anand how you are copying it to your.
Oh, okay, got you. So if I go here and GitHub Actions is this one, I just copied this file by clicking on this button, copy row file.
Okay,
I
sir.
copied this whole content and pasted it in the new file that I created.
Okay, so there is no connection between this project and that project, TDS project, and this demo GitHub Pages. There's no connection.
There is no connection between these two.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Right now I cannot see that here, but I can see. Let me test if that have been deployed. Sidebar.md is not there. Just when it's 3 minutes ago, and this is last deployment was done by me, and that is. Latest code is already present over here, and I cannot access that.
Sir, I think you have to give some option, na, the taking of whatever you were saying, because all underscore files are getting ignored.
There must be some standard process to do this, no, sir?
Yeah.
Why we are trying to this trial and error? Must be there some standard process, no?
Yeah, there is some standard process, but I have forgot that process.
Okay.
Earlier I used to remember, but now I have forgotten.
Go to the GPT. Let us see. I go to the standard process first, and then trial and error. Otherwise, we will not learn because we are confusing with that.
Like let's suppose we are solving. So if we are stuck, then we can use GPT and we can solve like this. So we can develop this kind of mechanism.
I mean, yeah, I prefer this over going through standard. I mean, I do a standard process.
Let us search the standard process and follow that.
This is GitHub repository, and I am not able to access. I'm not able to see anything on to sidebar. Yeah, check the repository. Looks like something.
Jivraj, do we have a in the course content? Do we have a session or a small procedure for this kind of deployment? If that is there, that is more helpful.
Yeah,
PT we can go, yes, but the course itself should have a content for this kind of a deployment. I would this is my suggestion. Maybe people can suggest
Yeah. So
because
the
we will
problem,
be looking at
the
this and then doing our things.
yeah, that will be better. First go to the standard process and then go to the search. We are searching the problem
the
solving.
problem with GitHub Pages, no, as far I know, GitHub Pages host only HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So Markdown it will not support, but you can convert Markdown to HTML. So there are some tools that can convert Markdown to HTMLs, like Jekyll is one tool. I am not much aware of that. Quarto is another tool. So if you convert Markdown to HTML, then that HTML will directly be sent. So you have seen, no, index.html has been created. So that was directly opening.
Yes,
So
Ritik. What I'm suggesting is for the entire course, because we have just begun, right? We have just started. For the entire course, your sessions can look up the course content and your flow can be based on that. If some problem comes, yes, we
Yeah,
can go for the maybe this. You just think about it. Maybe you have a team. You can go discuss. But this could be much better because we will be referring first to the course content as learners, and then if any problem comes, then we will go to your video. Then only we will, because the GPT thing, it needs more experience because not all people have experience. Okay, so this will be mainly you will be teaching mainly for those who are not from the coding background, right? This will be more helpful for people from not from coding background.
yeah, of course.
You just think about it,
Yeah,
and
I
then
agree
maybe
with that. I agree
you
with
can
that.
take your direction. Yeah.
You just search on the GPT the steps to add files in the standard repository with sidebars. What steps is suggesting GPT? Let us follow that. Instead of searching directly how what is not working and what is working, because we don't know about that at all.
I mean, what we are trying to do, I mean, we have already hosted something to here, but thing is, what was the name of that file, which is GitHub connection.md. This you can already access here.
Or you can
Not that you cannot access it.
drop this and
Just
move to the next topic. You can do
this
another
sidebar is
session
not
on
there.
this. You can drop it and move to the next topic, and then we will do this. This is okay.
Yeah,
If
let's
some,
move to the
this
next
you
topic.
drop, go to the next topic. We will move with that. No issue.
This topic we'll do later if it is possible.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Let's move to next topic.
Yeah. First, what topic we are using, whatever be the topic, but we should have some standard procedure to do that, and then go to the search chat GPT or elsewhere to problem solving for problem solving.
Because professor would have already done enough for creating this content, right?
Yeah.
He would have already done. So we don't need to reinvent anything. If there is a problem, yes, of course, you can go
Yeah.
to GPT. So
yeah,
our
and one
learning,
thing I would like to add,
we will go to this. We will go for the professor's
even
content. If
professor
there is a
and
problem, we will come to your video. If still we face problem, we will go to discourse and GPTs, things like this.
yeah, thank you so much, Kartikan sir, for this feedback. But Professor Anand sir and even instructor, they have also told us that students should know that how to use GPT. So this is the main reason that we are also demonstrating that you can use the GPT and other thing for problem solving.
You're right. You're right.
But we will take your feedback also.
That
Yeah.
is right. Combination balance of both is required. Okay. First, a standard procedure should we follow, and then we go to the problem solving by ChatGPT. What I think so.
Yeah, so now you at least know how to use GitHub Pages to host something, right? We could not configure the sidebar, but we know how to at least host something. You just add some files over here, which is Markdown or HTML files, and you can already see this Markdown has been correctly rendered. In the sense, it looks like some Markdown you can view over here.
So you have a pages directory in every repository. How did you go to pages, sir?
We know to create the repository and add files, new files.
Yeah.
What is pages? Just adding files in any of the root branches, or any of the branches is a page.
Yeah, it's. Let me just go to one of this one. This is not my 2018, and then some more GitHub pages. Yeah, so pages you can access by going to settings, and then from settings you can go to this pages over here. And then here by default it will be deployed via main branch. If you want to deploy it from some other branch, you select the branch from here. And then if you want to deploy a specific folder in that branch, it will show over here, and then you click on save button and it deploys that.
Okay, sir.
It will already be deployed once we create new GitHub repository.
I don't think so.
So then how you deployed for the first time?
Shivraj, it's better we skip this instead of spending more time dwelling into this.
Yes.
Yeah, please skip this so we can move forward with some other.
Yes, I think I clicked on one of these options and it just worked out.
Hey, you can always come back and take
Then
another.
I clicked on save and then it just posted.
When
Get a
when
page
you-
Sure.
was saved, something like this.
when you get a solution of this, then you can share with us in the next session or whatever it is. Let us go to the next topic. It is better.
Yeah, all right. Okay. So these notebooks you have used, right? I mean, there is.
Google Colab.
Yeah, in yesterday's session, Ritik was talking about Jupyter notebooks. They look similar to that one, and I think in stats too, you would have already used it. So you can just miss on. Skip.
Colab, we have used Colab.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this one
But
over here is about.
But not on the command line, not on the CL line. Directly in Windows.
But I also haven't used CLI never for Google Colab.
Okay.
Does it have a CLI?
Does not have a dedicated CLI tool.
No, there is no official Google CLI that
Okay.
exists.
Okay. Let us forget that. We will directly go to the Windows. Okay. For the CLI. Colab.
So I'm just skipping that part and let's start with Vercel hosting. So on Vercel, what you can host? You can host a function. So it's a different from a long running server. So server, you start a server on a specific port. Okay, first before going to Vercel, let me start with the fast APIs. Then the transition would be smoother. So Yeah, let's start with creating some server. Which directory I'm on? I'm not on any directory, so to go here and paste this thing, and this is app.py. I already have app.py, is it? No, I don't have app.py. Oh, that's a different directory. I'm creating one file which is app.py, and it could be some other name as well. So now you guys have already used UV, right? You have installed UV. So in UV, you can put all the requirements that you want for this particular script to be running. So fast API I'm using to serve my endpoints. So I will be creating some endpoints, which is if I go here, it have this endpoint, which is it's hosted on this URL, and then this is the endpoint, and then this extra bit. These are all endpoints, right? So I will also be creating some endpoints over here. Here you can see some endpoint at the rate app.get is there. Then app item ID. So it's basically using item ID. If you go here, it have prompts as endpoint, and then it have got some extra stuff, right? Now this is a unique identifier. So like if I just go to my history, it have these different things, and they will all have different prompt IDs. So this is another prompt ID that is there. Okay, this bit. So it keeps on changing. So for that, you put something like this. You use a specific item ID. Okay, I will just demo it in a minute. All right, so let me create one
So,
application.
Jivraj, we are using Fast API,
Yes,
isn't it?
in our course we are using Fast API.
Okay,
There are
okay,
other
okay,
stuff that is also there. One is
okay.
Fast that is there in
Mhm,
Mad1, but in our course we
mhm,
are using Fast API because it by default supports async requests.
mhm, mhm, mhm,
That
mhm.
is used for machine learning
Some
application.
sound is coming from where disturbance.
No, no. I have opened my mic to have a chat with Jivraj, so
Okay,
it might be from my side.
okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but like I'm still on ANC, but that is okay. Yeah, so we are regularly using Fast API on this.
Yeah, in this course we will be using Fast API.
Okay, 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 okay. Okay. And also, last question for this session I'll ask. Are we also going to use the database, like the to-do listing kind of like creating database using our inputs from Fast API? Like we will be creating that. Will we be also demonstrated about that?
No, we won't be creating databases and all those. We won't even be connecting databases.
Okay, so in this project, we don't have anything which we want to store.
No, we don't. No, we have CSV files or what is that other Parquet files or some cloud-hosted database. You won't be creating database, but you might be accessing them through DB string. But that's
Yeah,
not part of.
so that's what. Hmm. Okay.
Okay, so now let's start creating a fast API application. This is just copy this bit, and now we'll have to define instance of the application. We have created the instance, and now let's add one endpoint which uses get method. So there are certain methods which I will explain in a bit. Let me remove this bit, and let's also just say something hello from fast API, something like this. And now we need to give an endpoint for this particular application, right? Right now it's hosted over here. But what happens is on internet, everything is hosted on a port number or something like that. I mean, what I mean is when I go here and then if I go to network tab, and now if I refresh this page, then fetch xhr, and then if I go to create and if I go to headers, yeah, so this is the remote address of the server that this thing is hosted on. So earlier, when internet was developing, what used to happen is they used to have these IP addresses. So if you know what is the IP address, if you are running something on local machine, let's say if I run this application on my local machine, which I'm going to do now, underscore name, and then yeah, host is 0.0.0.0, and
00.
port is 8000 port I'm running it on. And now let's just run this. Do I have UV on my machine? Okay, I do have UV run and then app.py. Now let me try to access this. Yeah, okay. So if I want to access it on my local machine, then it's 0.0.0.0 and then 1. Now I can access this website on my local machine, and then okay, what is the endpoint that we have?
Items.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, so now you can see hello from fast API, right? Now what happens is whenever you use open any website in your browser, if you open it over here, right now I'm able to access it on port 8000. If I change it to 8001, then I will have to change this to 8001, and then I will have endpoint, whatever endpoint you have defined over here, and we are using get endpoint over here. So if you have a get endpoint, then what happens is you can just open it inside browser. But then there are other methods as well, which is post and then put, and there are delete as well. So this is post method. Now, why you want to use different methods? Now I will just go to MDN docs, which explains about why we need to have HTTP methods. So yeah, over here, the get endpoint requests a representation of a specified resource. So it's to retrieve the data. See, a request using get should only retrieve data and should not contain a request content. So it should not have anything in body. Okay. Now in post, it's for creating new entity, or if you want to submit anything. Let's say you have some form that you want to submit, so over there you use post method. You want to submit any data to uh, the endpoint which goes in body, then that comes via post request. That's a different
How
method.
it is different from the CRUD operation, what we do in our Mad1 project like that? CRUD is the same thing, no? Methods.
Yeah, actually it's same. The methods are same, which is get, post, put, delete. These also you would have used over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is same actually. I mean, okay, so Shrikant, you have done Mad one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So why do you use get method?
Get method to just read from the website the data,
Yes.
or
And why do you use post method?
to create new data or new text to put on the
Okay. Yeah. Let's say you want to submit a form. Then what method you will be using?
form in HTML form.
Yeah. I mean, a form that is present on website.
Method post.
Yeah. Mostly it will be post.
Post method will be there
Yeah.
because the data will be entered in that, and that data will be saved in the database to be used else anywhere.
Yes. So why do we use different method is for different purpose. So depending
Yeah.
on what our purpose is, we use that particular
To
method.
create, to update, to delete, like that, or to get.
Yeah.
4 methods we have used.
Yes, 4 methods you have used, and there are some
Here,
more methods
here,
are also there.
here the same methods are being used. Where we will using the website is not here, no?
Yeah, we have one server over here.
Okay, this server. Okay, at this server we are using
I guess we are done with REST API, I guess,
rest of it.
right? We can move forward with.
So I have a question on that code which you have written, no? So
Yes, yes.
how does it invoke get underscore items? It is some so when we do app dot get slash items, it automatically invokes get underscore items.
Yeah, so it maps these functions with the endpoints, which is when you go to. Oh, I have closed it. No, no, no. It's over here. So when you go to items endpoint, it identifies if this items endpoint, which is what endpoint I have tried to um, access. I have tried to access items endpoint. Then it tries to look for all the get method. If there is some get method present for items endpoint, then it executes that method. If you have opened in browser.
Okay, so it's a naming convention. Like one is the method and the other is the resource and underscore. Is that how it is, or is there a mapping that for get slash items we have to invoke get underscore items? So is it a naming convention, or we can't give any other name? Can I do get
It can
item
be
instead get
it can
items?
be anything name.
So
Any
how
name.
did it then how did it call this? How did it
May,
invoke this function for get?
may I say something here?
Yes.
Actually, go to the page. Go to the page. The endpoint.
You want me to go to here?
Endpoint. Yeah, yeah. The page. What you and where endpoint first API page. Yeah, here. What she is asking that app. Yeah, here. Whenever you go to the page, this port 127.0.0 with port 8000, then by default it go to the slash, only slash. This is the default setting of this server. It go to the forward slash, that forward slash opens the page. If you put something after that items must be there in your folder to open it. Here, when you a forward slash and items, you go to the server, it goes to the items, it search in the page where is the items. Item is a keyword according to this fast API, and items will be searched. The function will work whenever you go to the item. The function is whatever defined below that. That function will be executed, and the return item, whatever that this return hello from fast API, this will be shown on
Yeah,
the
no,
website. Am I
I
right?
guess we got it. We
Okay,
got it.
okay.
This is
So
the default setting. Whatever I have learned in the Mad one.
You
okay.
don't have to worry about any function. You just take care of the root. Root is slash items. Okay. So you have host 0000 and 8000 port. So this is a default, domain. And after that, if you put items slash items, then it will directly get into anything or whatever name you're using. It doesn't matter.
And
Okay.
So
suppose
I have a question. So basically, the function that you write just below the get items that gets
yeah,
executed. It is
yeah,
positional. That's what I say.
that
Positional.
is, yeah, that's
Okay.
highly connected with that.
Okay.
Suppose you write 10 functions, and
All the 10.
every function will have another endpoint at the rate app dot get. Instead of get, we can put at the yeah in get or the
Instead
put
of items, we can get something
yeah
else, a product.
yeah
So
and
whatever is written below the product, that function will get executed.
yeah.
So
But
here
but
it
here when no. But here when you put post, then you must define the method, because by default, if you do not define any method, then it takes method is get. But if you take post, then you have to define the method. This method is post. Then
okay,
only it will open.
okay.
If you want
And
to,
in post, you cannot directly access through URL. Post cannot be accessed through URL.
yeah,
Only get can be accessed. Yeah.
get.
Okay,
If
understood.
you do not write, then it is by default method is get. It is understood.
Okay, thank
You
you.
can also write that after comma. This is the actually method of that only mad one. But here, how we are implementing here, I'm not also not getting. Suppose here we are adding a file in our GitHub page. How it will be executed? I am not understanding. Yuvraj, got my point?
I mean, it has got nothing to do with GitHub pages, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are just putting a page, we are a file. Now, how it will be executed? Because that file will must have some software to be executed in the GitHub also, no? How it is just we want to know about. I want to know.
I mean, this is not related to GitHub.
No, but what I've learned in this video, in the same course link video, it will be directly execute the GitHub pages, give the facility to directly execute from the GitHub pages directly. Just click, then it will be executed. Is it? Am I right? Some
Srikanth sir, that deployment thing we have dropped, right? Currently, this is a different topic. I think this let him go, because the topic is deployment. How they are going to do that will be a separate session. Yeah?
Okay. This
So we can go through this because this is nothing to do with GitHub. It is local, and he has defined the port like you said in the MAD one. It is same.
yeah,
Only thing is, instead of REST API, they are doing something called FastAPI. This is the difference. Jivraj will explain. I think.
Okay, fine.
Is coming there. I
Okay,
think.
this is local on the local machine we are doing. Okay.
Please,
Yeah,
next
right now I'm doing it on the local machine. I mean, what happened was when I was going to the next topic, which was to deploy it on Vercel. For that, I needed to create one endpoint. So I directly jumped from that to this one, which is REST API. Okay. Now we are going to deploy it
Jivraj,
on Vercel.
can you just give the difference between the REST and the fast, and then you have used two terms, this Vercel as well as there is some unicorn or something like that you have written. That also you can explain us. These are
Yes,
new terms for us.
sir, in the code.
In your code, in your code.
Yeah. So this UVcorn.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so UVcorn, what it does is it takes your application. This is the fast API application that you have created, and on this application instance, you actually add some methods. So this is how you app.get and all these things you add it to that. Now you have created an application that have some endpoints and that receives some request on particular methods. Now you want to access the application. Let's say you want to test it on your local machine, then this is how you can put a host, and then this is the port number.
What additional thing UVCon importing this and then using this way and then hosting it is going to help us? Because in MAD 1 we have not did this UVCon, or even MAD 2 I think we have not used this.
Is this a replacement of PIP or something like? That's what.
Is it replacement of?
Like PIP, like for Docker we are using Podman, right? Because Podman is better. So that's how. Like, is this a replacement of PIP? Something like UVCon?
No, it's not a replacement of pip. It's actually to start a server. I mean, what was the way to start a server in Flask? I have forgotten that.
Yeah, app.run something.
So it's basically app.run.
I mean, I think it was you run Python app.py, something like that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is what we do.
We have to do
But is there something that is present in your app.py that actually tells on which port?
Instead of UVCon here, it's just app.run. I think.
We run Python app.py. But here we are running UV run app.py.
On port 8000, something like you can write.
And what I have gone to the video in the course link is given. The UV run creates its own virtual environment. There is no need to create that. Is it so?
Yeah, UV creates like its own virtual environment.
Yeah, there is no need to create virtual environment. But where it is created, I'm not able to see.
Here,
okay. When you are using UV, I mean, if I use it like this, UV run app.py, it does not create any virtual environment. It stores these packages in cache.
Okay.
If you want to create virtual environment, then you do uv.venv, and then you will also have to use requirements.txt as one of the file.
But in the video, it is said that there will be no need to keep the requirements or txt file in UV.
Actually, I
I mean,
think UV use requirements.toml. Basically, it's a project-based system now. UV init. If you do UV init, it will create the whole project directory there.
That is not clearly defined in that, just it mentioned in that, but how it is working, I'm not able to get it. UVTOM.
Yeah, if it's mentioned in the website, we can learn. That's not a problem.
Initialized project, yeah. Yeah.
With
UV init
time, we can
is
learn.
correct.
It's
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
it
it is
creates.
created everything here.
Yeah,
Everything.
this is the file that it have created, and then it tells that this is the version that you are using as of now. And then if I install something in that, then it also puts dependencies over here, or else I can just add it this directly as well, and then put these dependencies there. This is and what I'm using is a different way of using UV, which I mean, it's just faster to go it in this way. Delete all these files as of now. I mean, you can use UV like this as well, which is you put all the dependencies over here, and then you work with these dependencies. And if you want to add a new dependency, you put like this. If you want to use pandas, then you save it, and then once you want to run the file, you use this UV run app.py. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. So for someone was asking about Flask, how it works. It also have a underscore main function which uses app.run. So UVCon is also similar to that. It uses UVCon.run, and then it uses app instance, and then it
No, no.
puts what
See,
in.
we were doing that. We were doing this. What is the, because all the other things, whatever we have learned right now, right? When we come to UV, it has a lot of advantage. It does most of the things itself. So that's why we are doing UV. So instead of app run, we are using. Is there some advantages? This is what maybe we can. This is what we want to understand. That's it.
Yeah, so I mean, UV is Python package manager. It does not give any speed or anything to you, but when you use FastAPI, okay, now you have a post endpoint, and now you can see this keyword async. So async, what it allows you to do is, it works as in if multiple requests are coming to your endpoint, then this FastAPI handles better than Flask. This is purpose of FastAPI. Actually, if you have deployed some machine learning application, then this async really helps. It uses something called, what was that? STELL.
minimal setup. It requires minimal setup compared to Flask, so that's why it's a biggest advantage. Like we can fast.
Sir, the fast API thing I understood. The purpose of Unicorn is to run in a specific port, because in Flask when we run, it will run on 5,000. So for suppose,
No, over there also you can configure like this. You can configure and Flask as well.
yes. So in uh, fast API, we have to use Unicorn for configuring in both.
You are confusing UV with UVCon. UV is different, UVCon is different. Flask uses, if you have learned Flask Mad One someone, so Flask uses WSGI server, and Fast API does not have by default any server. So Fast API uses AGSGI server. So for asynchronous task. So the asynchronous task is handled by this Fast API using UVCon. So UV is different, UVCon is different. This was, I think, clarifies your doubts, right? Don't
Yes,
confuse the UVCon with UV.
uh, I want to just know what is the just UVCon is used for running in specific port or for asynchronous function or
For running the server. So Flask runs server by default. So they have default feature to run. UVCon run server. That server only responsibility is to get the data and give to the route. That
okay.
is the only thing. The UVCon server is asynchronous. That is the main difference between FastAPI and Flask.
Yes, now it is clear.
Yeah, so please don't confuse everyone. The UV is different, UVCon is different.
And when we say asynchronous, what it means is it handles multiple requests at once. And Flask is not that good at handling multiple requests at once. So if 1,000 users or 100 users are trying to access same endpoint, then fast API performs better over there.
Oh, that's great.
So the basic difference is the speed.
Yeah,
We are
the
coming
basic
to
difference
this
is
fast.
fast API by default uh, have async configuration, whereas if you want to use Flask, then you have to do some setup, which is much more complicated if you want to use for async tasks, whereas this fast API by default handles async requests, which is multiple users, thousands of users are trying to access the same
Ease
endpoint.
of
Then
ease of ease of configuration and speed.
yeah, easy to configure and speed.
Configuration and speed. Okay, thank you.
Okay, let me check the chat box. Something is saying async is when the request does not wait for the response. Sync is when the request it waits to function to execute and then send a response. Yeah, okay. And then there is some standard for status code usage as well. If something, uh, so if there is some request that came to your server and if it was successful, that is if it used this return, then it by default sends 200 as the response code. If it uses this exception, then you provide a status code and then that works. Okay. Mm. And then the tools that you want to oh, yeah, okay, let me also talk about how you can test these endpoints. Now let me go to docs. So fast API by default creates this documentation. I will just stop this server and rerun because right now we cannot see product endpoint, and now when I rerun it will show product endpoint as well. Okay, so this is the product endpoint. Then it takes some argument. Now if I put Jivraj as argument and then execute it, uh, yeah, this is the response that came. And
Where
then
did
if
you
I don't,
open this?
okay, where did I open? I visited docs endpoint. So it was on the same and same port, same server.
Okay.
I used docs as endpoint. Fast API by default creates this documentation for you, and you can test different methods over here by clicking on try it
So
out.
this is like a postman kind of thing. A fast automatically creates for our backend
It
application.
is
Is it?
already there in the OpenAI, right?
Yeah, it uses Swagger IO.
Okay, okay.
It creates some YAML files for it.
Mhm. Already it is there.
Yeah, they are already been created by Fast API itself. You don't have to explicitly create them. Okay.
So this will
Uh,
help for us to test all our API in API.
yes, you can quickly test whatever you have created. If you want to test this post endpoint, if you want to test this get endpoint, then you can click on try it out and then execute. If it takes any parameter, like right now this post endpoint is taking one parameter, then it will show that parameter over here. So when you click on try it out, then it enables it, and then you can execute it, and then you can see all the response code. Like if I just put my name over here, Jib.
Just to exemplify one thing. Just do one thing. So what is happening here?
Yeah, what happens is you want to test your application, right? The
Okay,
endpoint that you have created. For
change
that,
some code in
you
the post.
go to docs endpoint, and then over there you can see all the endpoints and methods. This is get endpoint, this is post endpoint. Then for that post endpoint, if this is name is
In
for
the
a
get,
field,
in the get items is there. Item is there. It is showing hello. Right? No, it should show here. No.
No, it will show once you execute it. Once you click on execute, it shows hello from FastAPI.
Okay. Yeah, this is get one. What you?
Yeah.
Right.
This is helpful for debugging or something like.
This is
Like, what's the actual use case of this? Like, helpful for
To
debugging.
test backend of this.
I mean, you wanted to test your application, right? Once you have created these
Huh.
endpoints, you wanted to test their behavior, how they are behaving. So this is what you can use.
This is get
Okay.
one. What is the post? What post was working? You go to the post. In the
Yeah,
post,
so
execute the post.
yeah. Okay, so it shows here.
Name is this. Okay. Product create success. Okay. Name
And
is.
then if I don't pass name,
Okay. Okay.
now if I click on, I mean, no, is it required? I mean, this is something.
Name is str. No.
Probably I will have to mention something like this optional, or probably none. Oh, wait.
Do you even really need to type str or anything like? It doesn't matter in Python.
Do I need to type str? No,
str.
that defines data type, right?
Yeah, but
In
it doesn't.
fast API, it's required to
If not
like
name,
data types are required for validating like
Huh.
the input, like what user gives input, it validates is it
But,
possible to like take the input or not. So
but
it's for
even
validation of input.
without
Yeah,
that also we can like.
yeah.
it's
Without
just
that, it
it's
works.
just I think execute the function whatever we have given. If not name, then it will show this. If otherwise, it will return this.
Huh.
Go to execute, and then what is happening?
So if we define str and we pass number, then it will give error, right? It will make debugging easier. You mean to say, right?
Yeah, I'm basically, yeah, that is the case.
Okay, thank you.
This will not. I go to execute in the first in the server
Go to
browser.
okay.
Yeah, here. Execute this one post method.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
execute. Now
yeah.
execute.
I'm doing this. Try it out. And now I have made it optional, right? Now if I execute it, it says 400 error, and then it says name is required. Where it is coming from? It is coming from this one.
Yeah,
Why?
it is coming from this
Because
one.
this
It
time we
means
haven't provided name, and I have made it optional. Earlier,
now
it was not allowing me to send a request without. Uh,
correct. So put the option in the option. What is happening here in the browser? In the browser, put some option like some name.
yeah. Now when I put the name, where is the name field? Yeah, this
What is
is
happening?
and
Yeah.
then if I execute it, it comes
Correct.
with the status
Okay.
code 200,
Got it.
and
Got
then
it.
this is what comes in the response body.
Got it. It is taking from that.
Yeah, it's taking from
That code is executed there on that port that endpoint. Okay.
yeah. And then it also shows you how this request is going. Right
Yeah,
now,
it is
there is
showing that
nothing in the body, right?
the
And
curl is showing the request item, post
yeah,
method.
curl is the request item. So now
And
it's using this question mark, which uses a query. What's that called? Query parameters, something like that. It's called.
Yeah, query parameters.
name is G as accept application.
Now
Right.
there is different ways to send the data from via request. Now I will just modify this function to accept modify this function to take request take name in request body instead of query parameter, and make that and handle if name is not present. Okay, let's test this out.
Where it is tested.
Yeah, no, I mean, I will just test it once. Now, when it's, I mean, let me create one chat GPT over here. Show me the difference between curl command usage that sends request with query parameter and request body, something like this. So if you send query parameter, then it directly appends to the URL. So if this is the endpoint, this is 8000 endpoint, then this is items endpoint, then it adds those things over here. But now if you want to send some data in body, so this is where the data comes in body, and why you send something in body, that is much more protected. And when you are using post methods, this is typically what you use. You send data in body, actually, JSON body. Okay, now let's test what we wanted to use. I think this server is up now, and I can send some requests from here. Yeah, so it's using request body, and now I have to use, okay, try it out. And right now, let me execute this, and it gets this error, name is required. Now when I send the same request, which have a string over here, then it just gets the string back, and I can even change this one. So this is another way of sending a request, and it also shows you what request was sent. So it used post method, then what it sent in the body, it shows over here. Now if instead of one parameter, if there are multiple different parameters, then that also will be shown. Okay. Okay, shall I move to deployment via Vercel?
First explain the Vercel, sir, then you go to the deployment. Because without understanding the term, you are not able to do that.
Sorry, Shrikant, can you please repeat? I just missed out.
Vercel.
So I can go to Vercel, right?
Go to the Vercel, explain Vercel first, then go to the deployment.
All right.
Directly you deploy, then you will not understand anything.
Yeah, sure.
What is Vercel exactly?
Yeah, so Vercel is serverless functions. So right now it's running some server, right? Every time you send a request, it's running on a server which uses some process. So it's sitting on my machine and it's consuming some resources of my machine. Whereas on Vercel, we have, I mean, it's cloud first of all. Cloud is like it's running on somewhere on internet, not on your local machine. It's running on some hosted machines that are managed by AWS or mainly Google. These are the firms, or Azure also provides these resources. So Vercel, instead of running a server, it lets you execute functions. So functions is like this is a function, then this is another function. So it lets you deploy these functions, okay, instead of deploying a whole application. And
some application required to be installed to run Vercel, or Vercel will work automatically.
Yeah, so there are two ways. One is Vercel is tightly connected with your GitHub. So whatever you push to GitHub, it actually fetches from there. So once you push to GitHub, it deploys to Vercel. There is one of that option is there. that configuration you have to do on Vercel. Another way is you use Vercel CLI.
Okay. So you explain us both the things, how it's working both ways.
Yeah, I will show you that.
The first
One,
method is
one,
easier.
one by exemplifying the GitHub and another amplifying on the CLI.
Yeah, one is via GitHub and another is via CLI. Yes.
CLI. Both are different examples so that we can understand both.
Sir, I also uploaded many projects on Vercel through GitHub. It's like very easy. Like I don't know why should we use CLI. Just if you can inform any advantage of that.
No, we should learn both, no? Whatever it is required, we will use, no problem.
Okay. Yeah.
Learning is required both, no? If you know you have deployed, just take the screen and just demo us. It is
Well, I didn't require like CLI method, so that's why. If any method like advantage that would
if you have done it, no, then you just explain one on online. It will be easier.
Okay.
We must know it. Whether we are deploying or not, that is different thing.
You can control when you want to deploy, like developing on local branch or uncommitting changes. Useful for quick testing, preview deployment, or project not linked to GitHub. And then deployment is manual. You run some command, and then over here, yeah, that is one is you. It just on every push it deploys by itself, but it triggers on every single push. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any much difference.
So, can you ask him like which one is better, like, or industry standards?
One is better for industry standards. Are there different rate limits for both of them? I don't know. Industry standard GitHub Vercel is generally preferred in industry. Why? It enables CI/CD workflows, that is for automated pushes, and then makes collaboration easier for team. So anyone can push to a specific branch. Let's say they decide to use main as their development deployment branch. So whatever comes on main branch, it directly gets deployed. So I mean, any
I have to connect to GitHub. I will go to Vercel platform. I'll connect my GitHub to Vercel. Then it automatically fetches all my repositories, and whichever repository I want to upload, I can just click on there. It's like very simple on there. That's what I'm doing.
yes, and on that particular repository as well, if you want to specifically mention a branch, then it only looks for that branch. If there is any changes comes to that branch, then only it triggers the new deployment.
Yeah, it triggers whenever there is a changes in GitHub repo in that branch or whatever setting we have done. Then it will automatically redeploy.
Yeah.
And it will show in GitHub only, that like tick. That's a like great advantage I've seen.
And what is in our course? What is in our course? This Vercel only GitHub or this? Hello. Really? Which one is that? In our course.
Yeah, we have both of them. Which is
both of them. That we must learn both of this.
CLI. Where is that? It's not getting highlighted.
If not, then we should not go there.
So this is GitHub is there, which is you directly push to GitHub, and I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, these are on the command line. If you are using command line, then this is how you do. And I can just show you quickly how you use it on command line. So
yeah, just
you use Vercel login, that is for logging to Vercel. It is same as what you do for GH. It opens in browser. Okay. Now after logging in to deploy a test version, and if you want to deploy it to production, so this is what you do. Vercel -prod, and px is just a manager. First you install Vercel CLI. Okay. And then if you want to add some environment variable, then this is how you can add some environment variable,
Yeah,
which is secret
API
that you
key.
don't want to keep in the code.
Yeah, environment variables contains our API key and all those secret things like which we cannot share on GitHub.
Yeah. Okay, so okay, let's get started now. So for Vercel,
So we have to keep the virtual environment here, right? In this project, if you do on the virtual, right?
if you do it on the Vercel, then you have
And
to
then we
use
have to create
requirement
this
dot.
virtual environment. We have to create first, then we have to keep that, right? In requirement.txt.
No, yeah, yeah. In requirement.txt, you have to mention all the dependencies that is there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's get started with deployment on Vercel. Okay.
Hmm.
Let me create one requirements dot txt. Okay, now what are the packages that we are using? Since I have already told you on Vercel, you are not actually running a server, so I will just remove this server running code. So I have removed that, and I will also remove this UECon as dependency, and I will also remove this Python as dependency because these two things we are not using. And now I will put fast API. I will also remove this bit over here. I haven't done anything as of now, and now I will use fast API. This is the only dependency that I need because on Vercel we don't use servers that keeps on running. They are just functions that runs. Okay, so now we have done that, and yeah, this is we have to create a Python file, and yeah, that's okay. Now we also have to create one more file, which is vercel.json. Let me create that file here. Okay, and copy this code. So now it specifies where your uh, code is, which is application code, where it is located. Now, what happened here in this documentation, they have created a file API index.py under API folder, but we have created it in the root folder itself. So I will just change it to root folder.py. Okay.
Source.
And then here also the destination of all the, I mean, what this is defining is routes. Let's say if you don't want to allow a specific route, so if you want to just allow this items route, then you put items over here, items. But we want to enable all these routes, which is this post route, this get route. We want to enable them. That's why we are using star. So star represents all the routes instead of a single route. This star have all routes, which is items, products, and all the methods are also there. Okay, so
And
this is what's the configuration file that you need to create.
what is that? Use. Go to that.
Use.
Go back.
Okay.
App.py. Go to app.py. App.py.
App.py. Yeah.
Yeah. Here. Just wait. App.py. No.
This is
Ver-
app.py, right?
Vercel, Vercel your JSON. What is
Vercel.json.
created just now? Yeah, here. This
Yeah.
at the rate use colon at the rate Vercel/Python. This is the default of the Vercel
Yeah,
server.
just keep it default. If you want to use Python, if you want, if your code is using Python, then just keep it default. It will let the Vercel use Python for deployment, and then it will trigger this requirement.txt. What happens is on Vercel you can even deploy your front end, which is written in languages like React or Vue. For that, some other configuration is there.
Okay.
If you have another file called routes.py, okay, apart from app.py, okay, and they both files have the same name, routes with the same name, right? And what will happen?
What do you mean by same name?
Right now we have app.py, right? And we have slash items in that, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's suppose I create another app called another file called route.py,
Hmm.
okay, and in that route.py also I use slash items.
You can't
Okay.
use
Another suppose 5 endpoints, more endpoints are there.
Yeah, but why do you want to use same endpoint in two different files?
Let's suppose if any reason, just
Sir,
example.
we can't create, I think so.
I mean, I don't think that is possible. You can try it
Same,
out and
no, same name of the same endpoints cannot be. I
Maybe
think.
let's suppose there is a e-commerce website, there is a product website, or let's suppose whatever is there, there is a situation. There's like
I have never
one.
tried it.
No, same endpoints will not be there. No, same it
I
will
mean,
not.
I don't
No, no,
think
no.
same endpoint you can use.
It will
Same
show error while you will run.
Can
Yeah.
we ask a ChatGPT this thing? You can paste the code and you can ask like, what if I use
What
routes.py
happens
and
if I have two files?
Identical.
Let's say app1.py and app2.py that serves same endpoint \items, and now I deploy them on a single Vercel. Okay, it's now these files are deployed under same Vercel project. What
you,
happens?
you can paste that code also along with that.
Which code?
Yeah, this one only, that one. Vercel JSON.
I don't think that is going to help. You're asking what happens if you deploy the same which file is deployed and how routes directly tells important Vercel only deploy what is listed in the builds and route. I mean, yeah, that we can anyway change. So we can add more things too. So you will have to read Vercel only mentions what happens if both files are referenced, which is you created something like this. In builds, you have an array which mentions that you use this and this as well, and then over here you use these two as well. Then yeah, and then items we are taking from both of them. Vercel does not allow multiple building serving the same route. The first matching route in routes will be used. So first matching route is this one. So in routes, yeah. So I think this is what will be used
First,
as per
only
that.
first one will be taken.
Yeah, whatever is the first one in the routes array, that will be taken. Okay.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Even within the same FastAPI, if you can define the same route twice, FastAPI will not use the last decorator. So if even if this in the same file, if you define the same two times, then it takes the first one.
It says so get items will return bar instead of foo.
Get items is returned.
Yeah, that's this line. Fast API will use last decorator, so get items will return bar because after foo it will also read bar. So last time it read bar, so it will return bar.
Okay. So in if it is FastAPI, then if it is in the same file, then it will take the last one, and if it is
JSON,
in the
Vercel
different
JSON.
files, then it will read the first from the JSON.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And you can use it. Okay. Now we have done every setup for that is required for Vercel.
And where will we use this Vercel? In our application deployment, in case of deployment.
Yeah. So if you, yeah, that's what I was going to mention now. So Vercel you use when these things are really short, in the sense you just want to run for very short duration. Let me show you something which is Vercel
Like in pods,
default
right?
timeout. I mean, let's first look at the timeout that is there for Vercel. I think it's there. And there on Vercel there is something called Hubi plan. And let me also open one more thing. Vercel pricing. Okay. Now if we go to this pricing page, Where is that?
This is not free. This is not free. This is paid one.
Free also there. I am using free one.
Yeah, it's free as well. I was expecting some kind of comparison of different things. Yeah, okay, it's over here, right? So this is free forever. Okay, then this is $20 you pay, and then this is enterprise one. Now let's see what is difference between each of these. Now if you look at the logs, you guys are aware about what is logs, right? If some endpoint fails, let's say this is log, right? This particular endpoint failed, and then this was a successful request when you tried to access this point. Then when you tried to access this endpoint, it was success 200. Okay, all these things also gets logged within Vercel. Now I think this is good time we log into Vercel and we start something over there. And
Directly you will log in. No need to download it, right?
no need to download as of now. When
Just
some download is required, I will tell you.
and
For
the
Vercel CLI, we need.
student ID is required only for that, or directly we can use any email ID.
You can use any email ID.
Okay.
And I think I have used my personal email ID. No. I think I have used ITM email ID.
You can continue to GitHub. That would be better.
I don't remember what I have used. Probably I have used GitHub itself.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. I don't even remember what I used to authenticate Vercel with.
Yeah.
Okay, it's my GitHub. Yeah, it also shows you what you get for free. So the CPU usage, as I have told you, it actually runs functions, not servers. If it were a server, okay, then what happens is server is running 24/7, which is it's running for 24 hours in a month, which is 24/30 is I don't know how much time is that. 720 hours, whereas it only provides 4 hours of CPU usage. But you can see in last 30 days, I have only used 3 minutes 50 seconds, right? Why? Because it uses functions, and functions is like it charges only when you execute that function. So whenever a request comes to this function, which is when somebody, let's say, who is there in Meet, Mayank. Let's say Mayank tries to access this endpoint, okay? Then what happens is it creates a copy of the code. So over here you can say C. So it creates a copy of the code. So whatever code is available over here, it creates a copy of that code and it lets Mayank access that function. And then as soon as my server returns something, then it won't charge me. So it will only charge until Mayank have done something. And let's say now 100 people are using it. Then it only charges for how much we have used. That's why it's very low. This is just 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
So there is a very big disadvantage of Vercel.
Disadvantage of Vercel. Yeah, that's what I was going to show you now.
Yeah, I have like uploaded one project, Next.js project, like Discord clone app, So that that live stream, their WebSocket, that's not working in this because, that doesn't support in Vercel.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So
it will work, but it will take time. It will not be live, message conversation. It cannot show that.
Yes. So
sir, what does it copy, sir? The entire function gets copied into the memory of Vercel.
Yeah, entire function gets copied into the memory
of Vercel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the time it is take is the when we put a get request, the until it return that much time it record.
No. It won't be long lasting. Okay. What happens is it just runs for 300 seconds. What we have is Hubi plan. Hubi is free one. Like if this is pricing page, and then this is free one. This is Hubi plan, right? This is free one that we are using. Then if you want to use Pro one, then you pay something, and then Enterprise one. I don't know what is pricing for this one, but for Pro one, it's $20 per month. Now what we are using is free one, which is free for forever, and then for free one they have some rate. They have some limits. Your Vercel functions cannot run longer than this limit. This is 300 seconds. If your Vercel function cannot return an output within 300 seconds, it will just be 504 error. function did not respond within the duration.
Vercel also creates this repository, one repository for each uploads, right?
Yeah,
After
Vercel
that,
also creates. Yeah. So
repository.
these are my projects which are deployed on Vercel.
But it is based, no, it is not that it is charging not based on the GBs or MBs. It is charging based on the use of
Yeah,
time use,
based on usage, it's charging.
time used, right?
Yeah. So these are different usage things. This is data transfer. Data transfer is network bandwidth, right? How much network bandwidth you have used. Then function durations, for how long your function's been running, how much CPU you have used, memory, all those things. It shows over here how many requests that came to your endpoint.
Based on that
Based
pricing,
on that, it charges.
something is pretty okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
that's
can
the
you?
disadvantage of it.
And where we will use it in our course and project, Vercel will be used somewhere.
Yeah. So that's what I'm showing you. So if you are deploying to Vercel, okay, that
Okay.
is, one is if so on Vercel, what you cannot do on Vercel, you cannot write something out to a file. Okay, write. Yeah. So this is what you can read something from a file, but you cannot write anything out to a file.
Okay.
Okay, that is one thing that you cannot do. Then there is something called sub process running. Now if it is on my local machine, I can run a sub process. Sub process is like this application is running on main thread. When a new request comes, it creates a new thread. If it is running on a server, then it creates a new thread and runs it performs those operations because it's using async function, right? That's why it keeps on creating new threads. Now if it is on my local machine, I can use subprocess.run and I can execute something in that subprocess. But whereas in Vercel, I cannot use subprocess commands.
It will be separately. It will be called, right?
Yeah.
Like timeout functions like that, where the timer is there, it will go there and it will use it, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah.
the main app will be continue to work, right?
Um.
Suppose we are executing a big program and something is in between, we want that it come a separate thread is required.
Then you run subprocess.
Then this Vercel will work there. It will
No.
go there.
Vercel won't work. Vercel does not let you create subprocess.
Okay, it will
You
give the
cannot
result,
run
na?
commands. See, you cannot run any command, any bash command, any other command. But if you have your this it's running on a server that is somewhere hosted, or it's running on your machine, then you can even run subprocess and you can run some other commands.
Okay.
So is there any way, like let's suppose these are the limitations, and along with that, lives, as I said, that WebSocket type apps we cannot upload on Vercel. We can upload, but it won't work as I expected. So is there any other better alternative, like free alternative? GitHub
Yeah,
Pages is
we'll talk about that. What is the better free alternative, which is Hugging Face Spaces.
Hugging Face spaces. Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
we'll talk about it in some time. Okay. For now, let's stick to Vercel deployment. All right. Okay. So this is another thing. In Vercel, you cannot run anything that is longer than 300 seconds. Let's say you guys are aware about import SLEP. I guess it's sleep, or what's that? How do I SLEP Python? Is it really okay? It's time dot sleep. Okay, let's import
Asleep.
time. And let's say I have this thing over here, time dot sleep, and if I put 301 over here, and now if this function is deployed on Vercel, then what happens is, since the Vercel default timer is 300 seconds, and even maximum timer, if you configure and you keep the maximum timer, still it's 300 seconds. So if your function cannot run within 300 seconds, which is 5 minutes, I guess 300 seconds is 5 minutes. If it cannot run within 5 minutes, then it sends you this error code, which is 504, which is timeout. Function does not respond within duration. So there is some duration limits. If you are using free version, then this is the duration limit. On pro version, this is duration limit. On enterprise version, this is duration limit. So if your endpoint takes more than 5 minutes, then yeah, it will return a 504 error. But whereas if it's your own server, then it can run for more than 5 minutes. Did you get that?
Got it.
Uh, yeah, so
If
these are limitations of Vercel.
if you want to put some binding, then Vercel will work.
If you want to put some
Binding, no, the time binding. So if it is more than 300 seconds, then it will not run, right? It will go to sleep.
yeah, if it is 300, if it just ran for more than 300 seconds, then what happens is you get this 504 error code.
Yeah, this error code will come.
Yeah.
And that function will go to sleep, no? After 301.
I mean, it
right?
won't return any response. Your
Yes.
request will just send 504.
That will not return. This will return the
Nothing
error
will
code.
happen.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what. Now let's say I have time.sleep, and then I'm sleeping this function for 301 seconds, and now this function is there on Vercel. Now, if somebody tries to access this endpoint, what will happen? It will return 504 error code because default or maximum time limit is 300 seconds. So that's why this is definitely going to return error, right? So now I'm going to push this to Vercel. What we will do is we'll test this endpoint once, which is product, and we'll test this endpoint once. This items, it must definitely send 504 error code, and this one, it should work because this is not going to run for more than 300 seconds. Okay.
The test on Vercel.
Sorry?
You will test on the Vercel, na, this one.
Yeah, now I'm going to put it on Vercel.
Okay.
Okay, so now I will just do CLI version. You can try on GitHub version. And it's not something which is too complicated. Is that okay? Okay. So I will just stop this server. And now what I want, I want Vercel CLI. Let me just use this one. And how do I use Vercel Vercel CLI to deploy to Vercel? I already have functions and correctly configured Vercel.json file along with requirements.txt. Okay.
So are we done with today's topics? Like anything left? Like
I'm going to talk about cores and ngrok tunneling.
okay.
Okay, where is this ChatGPT window? And okay, yes, this is
Logging
I need to install this.
course and GitHub code spaces. 3 things.
I guess we can move faster now and after.
I mean, yeah, these commands are correct as far as I remember. First, you need to authenticate, then you need to run Vercel. So I can just copy paste this into chat window. You can copy this for later reference. It's still installing.
I don't think so. We can be able to complete these 2 topics today.
We'll be able to.
This course and ngrok, whatever you said, like we'll be able to complete today. Like these topics.
Yeah, we'll extend for 15-20 minutes maybe.
Yeah. If we can do faster, it would be better.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go at as fast a speed as I can, but still wanted to explain. I mean, if I don't tell you how you can test these functions, then you won't be able to test them.
Yeah, we'll extend some time, 15-20 minutes, no problem.
Like, see, we don't need to know A to Z of everything. It can only be done like with practicing and also. That's how I would say.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that I understand. I mean, over here also you can see I haven't explained much about post function, put function that you can figure out. I mean,
Yeah.
I explained about how you can test it.
Yes, sir.
I have also not uh, showed you everything, so still you will have to practice on your own. That's so
Yeah,
now,
only practice will make perfect. There's nothing, no other option.
yeah. I mean, I have talked about what is advantages of putting on Vercel, what is disadvantages. Why? I mean, it won't run for more than 300 seconds. Then these limits are also there. You have to put everything in requirement.txt. You cannot read or write something to file system, and then you cannot run some process and all these things.
Yeah. So these are also uploaded on our course page. This link.
Which one?
That page. Yeah, this link. tdsanand.net/this one.
Yeah, this is already.
This is the link, no? This is a link.
This is course portal, right?
Yeah. So this is you have shared this link with like on course page.
Yeah, it is there.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
there on this.
We can refer them.
Which is Seek portal, and then
Yeah, I got it. I will check it, sir.
It is there. It is there.
I will check.
yeah, if you visit this one, I think I don't know if I have
On
it.
the course portal itself, this link is there. We will follow this course. Okay. There is no week 1, week 2 like that.
Yeah. So this is over here on
Yeah,
course
yeah.
introduction page itself.
Yeah, this is there. TDS.
Got it. It will be easy, like to follow.
And it is changing. It is dynamic. Every term it is changing.
Yeah.
Okay. Enter the code from your device to authenticate it to your Vercel account.
How did it came? This one?
I copied this one.
Okay. After Vercel login.
Yeah.
Allows.
You can close this tab and yeah, okay, it got authenticated, so I can just remove this bit now. And what is the other step? We have already logged in. Now let's use this command. Set up this one, yes. Okay, which is scope? I want to put it under Jivraj projects. What happens is on Vercel you can create teams. There is some way right now I don't remember. So it can be somebody else's projects as well. Instead of it's your own project, it can be under somebody else could be owner.
On collaboration.
Yeah, on collaboration, something like that. So yes, now I want it under my name. Is it existing project? No, because I just created this project. If it were existing project, let's say I want to deploy it on this one, okay, which is this another project is already available, then I can click yes. And now what should be the name? This is TDS, what is the demo 2025-09-28, something like this. In which directory your code is located in the current working directory.
Yeah, home directory only. Yeah.
Yeah, this one itself. Let's say your code is present in some other directory, then give the
path of that.
Path to that directory. Do you want to change additional project settings?
No.
No. And it's uploading, it's going, and now
it will take time. Some time.
Yeah, but time is not. It doesn't require too much time.
Small project. But
I mean, Vercel deployment is very fast.
Yeah, mine project used to take time. Like, I don't know why.
Maybe you have big dependencies.
Yeah, project was a little big.
Yeah, I was talking about this one, which is all these things comes here. This is log, and for how long this log will be preserved if you are using free version, which is for 1 hour. So any log that is more than 1 hour won't be showed. And traces is, I mean, sometimes you get long error, right? If you are running some server, it the error comes from your application, then it is coming from pandas, then the pandas is itself using some other module, something like that. That is trace of the error. That also gets preserved for 1 hour. If it's pro one, then it's for 1 day. If it is enterprise one, then it's for 3 days. So this logs gets preserved. Now let's try to access the endpoint that we have deployed. And this is the one. And let me go to docs. Oh, not this one, docs. Yeah, we can see these two functions. And we changed something on this function. And let me execute it. And it shall return 504 error because we have a sleep timer of 301 seconds. In the meanwhile, let's test this one and execute it. And this one we have already got one response. Okay. So this one have executed because there is no long running process or something. But this one will take at least 5 minutes. And what we can do in 5 minutes, let's do our ngrok setup in those 5 minutes.
Which setup?
Ngrok, ngrok. Ngrok. NGROK.
GROP.
Ngrok, ngrok.
अच्छा, NGROP.
ngrok, yeah. You pronounce it as ngrok.
ngrok.
Yeah.
What is the function of this ngrok?
Yeah. So what happens is, let's say you don't want to deploy your application. You want to hosting environment. You want to keep it with you. You want to use your own machine. That's because for any reason, let's say the code that you have developed is actually taking more than 5 minutes. Then you cannot deploy it on Vercel. And let's say for any reason you don't want to deploy it, but still you want to show it to your client or somebody over internet, right? Then what you can do is quickly you can use ngrok, which tunnels, which is like tunneling. So it actually code runs on your machine or any cloud. I mean, mostly it runs on your machine. That's the purpose of it. It runs on, the code is sitting on your machine. It's using hardware of your machine. Everything it uses from your machine, but it also, what is that? The code is running on your machine, but it also lets others access that endpoint. Right now, if it is running on my local machine, if I give you this 127.0.0.1 and then 8000, you won't be able to access it. But whereas if I use ngrok, then I can give that URL to you and you will be able to access it. So that's what is use of ngrok. It just creates an tunnel which forwards your request from that tunnel to your machine. And ngrok allows you, by default, it just lets you create one tunnel at a time. Like right now, you're tunneling 8,000 endpoint, and then now you also want to tunnel 5,000 endpoint at the same time. That you cannot do with free version. Okay, let me just go to ngrok, and this is how you can download. And this
So
is
you can share out your development project with us.
sorry.
You can share your development project like localhost, something like with us through this ngrok.
I mean, sorry, I could not hear you.
Like, let's suppose you are creating some project, right?
Yeah.
A Python, a FastAPI, some project. So it's on localhost right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can share with us, like, because localhost you cannot share, but using ngrok, can you share it with us?
Yeah, with ngrok I can share it with you, right? I mean, if let's say this fast API earlier it was running on some endpoint. Let me right.
Yeah, localhost
Back to that
8000.
version. Yeah, this is the part where it was. Yeah, this code was actually using a server. This 8000 server. Now you want to. Yeah. Now you want to. Where is that? Where is that? Yeah. Now you are running uv run app dot py, and then if you do ngrok http 8000, then it gives you this URL. I copy this URL, I open it in browser, and then if I click on visit, and now if I do docs, sorry. Now, if I give this URL to you guys, you will also be able to send request on this URL. Try this out.
After going to this
Yeah,
ngrok.
see, some people are actually sending requests to my endpoint.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you are about to visit this one. If you visit it, then you will come. Then what we can say here, post.
I mean, you can try both of them.
Okay.
So far, people are using get endpoint, which I can see.
Where we should write. Suppose we want to post something, and where we should post anything.
Where you should host.
Post anything.
Yeah,
If you want.
you can go to this docs endpoint, right?
Okay.
The link I have already given you in chat.
Yeah, I have opened that. Where we should write. If we want to something write, and you should see, na, then where we should write.
I mean, you
Post,
click on this
post.
try it out button, and then you go over here, and then you change something, and then you execute.
Okay.
That request comes to my machine via this ngrok tunnel.
Okay,
So
let
all
me
these
do.
requests are coming to my machine via ngrok tunnel.
Let me do that.
And then these are coming from different people, which is 14, 37, 46. These are different people that are sending.
So you get to access our IP through this.
Huh?
So you get to access our IP. This is which IP?
I mean, it's either your IP address or it's the router's IP address that you are connected to, network IP address that you are connected to.
Because I don't think so. This is our IP 1438, 1437. This is not our IP then, most probably.
You will just see whether it has changed. I have changed something from my side. A string changed. Is it showing to you?
I mean,
Is it?
I don't really know who is sending these requests, right?
It will happen. Something to you. I have changed. A string changed.
What have you changed?
I have changed the string with a string changed and executed.
Yeah, so once you click on execute button,
I have executed. I have
response
executed, and it is
there,
showing,
right?
yeah, it is showing there a string underscore change. It is there. Whether it will be shown to you also.
I mean, if I save log, there is something called logging. Okay, that is what I want to see in my screen. If I want to actually store the logs, which is who is visiting, what endpoints they, I mean, who is also not worried about. I want to store what people are sending requests. Let's say this endpoint they are sending requests, and what they are actually
Just
sending
I wanted to know whether
that I
it is
can.
going to. I have changed it. So whether it is shown to you, just see it.
No, right now I won't be able to see.
Okay. Then when will we be able to?
When I will be able to, when I add something like, I mean, one is easier way of doing is I can just put print over here. Then I can print the name, whatever comes, and then it will be displayed over here.
Okay.
Or some other robots.
Accordingly, we have to change this. Right.
Yeah.
This is all about ngrok, right?
Yeah,
Nothing
this is all
else.
about ngrok.
Okay.
I mean, you will have to download it, and you will also have to get the token, but that is easy thing. It on this page itself it shows how to get the token, how to then start an endpoint.
We'll do it, sir.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So
last topic.
Yeah, so see. I mean, this is our this thing, Vercel one. It have returned 504 error.
Yeah, an error occurred with your deployment.
Yeah, which is 504 error. Why that came?
Why this? Why that
301.
300 seconds. No?
504? Why this that error came?
Yeah, so why that error came?
Go to the log, then it will show me.
Yeah, it's here. This log is here. It even shows here as well.
Yeah, 301 error. This.
Time error. It is 2650. Which IP address is this? Whose 653? It is yours.
Yeah, I am only the one who is accessing this right now. Is it
I
my
also accessed it.
No, you did not access Vercel, right? You accessed ngrok.
Yeah. No, your link, what you shared here, no, I accessed.
That is different and this is different.
Okay,
This
right. That ngrok, I accept.
Vercel platform. This is Vercel.com. So this is
Yeah,
different.
I ngrok. I got it.
Yeah, we can proceed with the last.
That is Vercel.
Okay, so this is about ngrok deployment. Now let's quickly. I mean, I will just. So you have got this thing, right? Which is it don't let you run anything beyond 300 seconds. So if your process is able to complete within 300 seconds, then only you can deploy it on Vercel. So if it is some long running thing, then you cannot deploy it on Vercel.
It means machine learning. We cannot deploy something like.
I mean, if it is something that can be done within 300 seconds, and that too, Vercel have, I think, it have 2 CPU machine by. I think it uses 2 CPUs by default. So if it can be done in those constraints, then only you can deploy. Otherwise, you cannot.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to delete this deployment because the purpose was to demonstrate. And there is something called environment variables, which is environment. Environment variable actually. Yeah, this is the one. So if there is some secret that you want to keep, you can put it over here. Or you can even import from the .env. Do you guys know what environment variables are?
Yeah, we have API keys and whatever it is, secret things which we cannot share on GitHub. On GitHub, pushing. So we can share.
Did Ritik show in one of the session, or is it something that you already know?
I am telling from my personal experience. I don't know about others.
Shrikant, you have been attending sessions. So did Ritik show how to use environment variables anytime?
No.
Okay. So that is something. I mean, I can show it. It won't take that much time. Shall I show? Yeah, I can show it on the same project. Checked. Let me do it very quickly. And this is deployed over here. Okay. Yeah, this is where is that one? Yeah, this is the one. Then this is the deployment. Somebody wanted to ask something. Manoj, what do you want to ask?
Yes, sir. Good evening. You can, sir, complete. Then I will ask, sir. No issues.
All right. Okay, that's fine. So view code and copy this code. And I made the changes and I restored this code to this server usage and all these things. I will just put the same code over here, and now I will use some .env file, okay? Or no, not right now. Let me first demo it on this local machine itself, which is .env and the ccret. And this is top secret, something like this. I mean, this instead it can be a top secret or some API key. Yeah. So what is an API key? Let's say you are using OpenAI, and OpenAI, they charge you, right? So they lets you access their models, which is GPT-4o Mini, GPT-5o Mini, Nano, all those models via an API endpoint. So API endpoint is what we have created. So this is an actually API, which is you can send curl request to them. And no, just give me 1 minute, okay? Just give me. Okay, so I mean, yeah, where I was, what I was, where I was, yeah, I was explaining about API keys. So APIs is what, let's say you are paying OpenAI, right? Now, when you try to access it via curl request, they cannot just let you access. Why? Because let's say you are paying for it, but I am not paying for it. So they cannot let me access, but they will let you access because you have paid for it. Now, how do they identify that this person have paid for it? Is via something called API keys. So API keys is mapped with you. Like Shrikant have paid $2 or $3. Let him access this endpoint until he reaches $2 limit. That's what is purpose of API keys. So that is some secret. Now that secret, you don't want to put it in your GitHub repo, right? Let's say Shrikant have mistakenly pushed his code to GitHub repo, and he have also pushed .env file or secret. Let's say he's trying to make a request from his application, which is a fast API server, and he have OpenAI API key over here. API key, and that key he have put it over here. Now what I can do is Jivraj can go to his repo, can copy his his API key, and I can use and access models. And actually, I'm not paying for it. Shrikant is paying for it, but I can use it. Now, how do you prevent from that happening? You want to deploy it to Vercel, but you don't want to show your API key in your application. Then you can use access those API keys from .env file, and this .env file you don't put it in your GitHub. You directly upload it on Vercel. So how do you upload it on Vercel? Is I just go to environment. Yeah, this is environment. Over here they have a option of directly using .env file. That's what we are going to do now. So instead of OpenAI's API key, I am just right now using a secret. Okay. Now for accessing secrets via .env file, we need to add one requirement, which is Python .env. This is requirement that I have to add, and this, since I am going to test it locally as well, so I will just put it over here as well. Okay, so now I need to import this .env, and I need to import this function load.env, and this is what I need to execute. When I execute this function, what happens is whatever is here, it directly comes into your app.py wherever you have deployed, and then you also need to import OS. That lets you access those things, and then os.get.env, and then the name of that one is secret, because, and then I mean I can just print it here, print it. Let me call it secret itself instead of OpenAI API key, and let's call this secret. And now I'm going to run this function, sorry, application, and let's access the endpoint from this thing, which I will just send one request to the get endpoint, which is this is the get endpoint, and let me execute it. And did something got printed? Yeah, so this is top secret have been printed over here. So this is what the usage of environment variables is. You don't want to showcase, or you don't want to make them public, but still you want to use it. Now what you can do is you go ahead here and you put that env file here. So it's here. Then
We have to
where
take care of git ignore also. Like if sometimes not mentioned .env in git ignore. They'll push
I
to the
mean,
GitHub.
it's a dot file. Okay, so by default, dot files won't get tracked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even if it's not mentioned in
dot
GitHub.
files are hidden files, no? In GitHub.
Yeah, dot files are hidden files. Hidden files never get tracked. I mean, if you add .env, then only it will be added. If you use git add dot, probably it won't get added. Okay, it have been tracked. So you have to make sure that you don't track this file. Okay,
Yeah.
it gets
It
tracked.
happened with me too.
Git ignore. You have to keep in the git ignore.
Yeah, you have to put it in git ignore. So how do you do that? Is git ignore .env like this if you track, and now env. Yeah, and now if I restore it, now if I do get a status, I did a restore it. Git rm hyphen cached, and then all the files. Or since I'm using this, I need to use recursive. I'm just untracking these things from GitHub. Okay. Yeah. Now these are the untracked files. Still, this .env is coming here. Okay, first I will have to track .getignore. Then only that will not be listed here.
Yeah.
Okay, still it's there. What happens if I do commit? Or get a status. I don't know why it's showing.
So there is
Generally, it does not show, but this time I don't know why it's even showing when it's get ignored.
There is .git folder. If you have to go to file folder structure, not through this VS Code, so you have to delete that whole file, .git file, something like this. If you have not uploaded it already on GitHub, you have to delete this whole file. That's the best quick solution I found.
I mean, yeah, this is a new file, right? So if I put it in .env, then from that point onwards, it won't show those files. I don't know why it's showing.
There is a .git folder. It is not showing here, but in file folder structure, it must be showing. If you open it on Windows. Yeah, .git folder, you can see that, right? Directory, blue color.
Yes, but by default, what happens is once you add it to .getignore, it from that point onwards, it doesn't show .env files and all these things, right?
Can we ask like ChatGPT for this, like, so I can also clear that out?
Yeah, this. Okay, so let me go to GPT. I mean, you have got this right. I have to import. I mean, now we can skip that environment configuration part. Now you already know that how to configure the environment. Once you import it and save, it will give you a button over here to redeploy. That's all you have to do. The same code you read. I mean, not the same code actually. You have to change the code as well, because right now I'm not having OS to access the environment variable, but over here in my local machine, I am having OS to access that. So, okay, that's fine. You can do that. Let me go here. Why does .env is still
in commit or staging area?
being,
staging area.
why is staging? You call it is being is still being
staged.
Coming in staging when to get status. The reason file keeps showing up as untracked even after committing your git ignore is because the order in which git applies git ignore. Let me break it down. You created .env and other files. You added .env initially and then removed them from staging. This is how I removed it. You added git ignore and committed. So now git ignore exists in your repository, but git never got a chance to apply to .env because .env is already tracked in the index in some scenarios, or gitignore may not include it directly. So open dot and make sure it. I mean, this is already there. So
No, it is saying the first env should be created, then git ignore. First git
No,
ignore
no, no.
should be created, and then env. Because
no,
we
no, no, no.
created first env and then git ignore.
No, no. It is saying if you first created env and then untracked it. If you did this, then this is what it is suggesting us to do, which is you now create dot get ignore and you put dot env over there.
Yeah, sir. Let's proceed with third step.
If dot env is still showing up as untracked, try this out and then status. I mean, this is what we have tried. I mean, we try it once more. Dot
Already
env not match any file.
you did it.
I mean, we did recursive removal. Yeah, this is what we did.
What git status is showing like?
Yeah, it's still considering it as
Yeah, so you can paste these two code in that ChatGPT. Like it is still showing. Commands. Showing in the staging area.
You are very much using ChatGPT, right?
It only ignores files that are tracked when when your case is already in track, but it needs to have an entry from it is it already have it and then
Okay, we can follow its steps like git add dot then
working already.
Sir, we can check this ourselves, sir, if you can complete the next topic, because this is anyway an error which we'll get. No, we can fix it with ChatGPT.
I mean, it's not an error. I mean, it's just that it should not come here. If it is
Yeah.
coming here, then you cannot directly do git add and then dot. That actually tracks your .env file. Git ignore verify actually versioning .env. I mean, somehow something will have to do.
Okay, we'll check if later on like.
Yeah, sir, we'll check it later.
Okay, sure.
So
You guys
once
want-
you do this git remove, then you have to commit it. Like then
Yeah,
then
commit
you
I
can
have already done.
git commit stop tracking env file, something like
Yeah,
that.
those things I have already done. Git commit actually I did it. So this is where it is. Git commit that is with the .git ignore file.
Okay, so we will do it. It will be fixed.
Yeah. After this commit, you can
see.
see git status.
Now we
Sorry.
have done it earlier, so it will. I think it will be resolved.
Yeah, all right, okay. So the only left part is about which is about using codes. So codes is required when let's say some other origin. So origin, when I say origin, this is the origin. Okay. So this over here you can see these requests are being sent, right? This application, which is eistudio.google.com, it sends request to different things. To this is the endpoint that it requested, and then this was the response that came from that endpoint. So it sent a request to this URL. It used a post method, then it used something in origin. So origin is where this request is coming from.
Which one is sending request? This AI, na? AI
Yeah,
Studio.
aistudio.google.com is sending a request to this endpoint URL. Okay.
Where it is located? WWA. Where it is located?
I mean, I don't know. It is owned by Google because Google is coming in between, right?
Okay. It is back in the backend. It is sending, right?
Yeah, it is some backend that is owned by Google.
Yeah. Google Chrome.
Google is
When AI Studio Google.com, we search this one, then it is sending in the backend to this HTTPS, right?
Yeah, it's sending a request to this particular endpoint.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know purpose of this request, why it is being sent. Maybe
Okay.
some authentication or whatever purpose is there.
Okay.
I mean, we are not worried about the purpose as of now. I'm trying to explain the usage of origin.
Okay.
So what origin stores is the information about where this request is coming from. So right now you can see that where this request is coming from. This is the
AI Studio.
domain of this request, right? This highlighted one, which is
Yeah.
aistudio.google.com.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is what is being sent over here.
Yeah, that is internal, by the way.
That is internal. What? Oh, sorry.
That WA internal link is there, so we don't have to worry about that.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, this one. No, nothing, sir. We can proceed forward. I was just telling.
Okay. Yeah, so this is what shows. So this is allow origin. So now if your this application is hosted somewhere, okay, and over there, if you don't have course, which is course is something I will just tell in a minute, okay, some core some
Yeah. What is
basic
course?
bit of code you will have to add. So this is your course. Now let's say I put it over here. uh, Now I have added course to my application. Okay. Now course defines who all can access it, which all domains can access it. Now, if I don't have AI Studio dot open, I mean, what is that? AI Studio dot Google.com, then it will not let you access these endpoints. It will send 422 error. Okay, 422 error probably. That's what the error that gets you get. So over here, let's say this particular server, which is waa.pa client6.google.com, this is running on my machine. Let's say this server is hosted by me. I'm owning this server, and then that request is coming from aistudio.google.com, and I'm not allowing AI Studio. So if I have HTTPS AI studio.google.com, then only it will be able to access these endpoints that is present in my application. But let's say that is not there, but I allow it to access. Let's say who is there in our meeting, which is Karthike. Okay, let's just put it http kartik.com. So now I'm only allowing kartik.com to access my application. So whatever request that comes from kartik.com, and let's say I want to allow multiple people, which is I also want to let Manoj request. So Manoj have some website that is this one, NOJ. So I'm now allowing all the requests that is coming from these two places. So if it is coming from these two places, then only I'm allowing to send a request. Then credentials, that is for cookies and all those things, which is also comes in headers. So this is where it is coming. So are you sending cookies? Then you put true over here. Then which all methods you are allowing. So let's say I don't want these people to access post method. Only get method I'm allowing to from these endpoints. Then I can just put get over here.
It means they will be only using.
They will only be able to access this endpoint, whereas
that.
they won't be able to access this endpoint, which is post method.
Yeah.
So, and headers is all other headers are there. So yeah, this is the usage of post.
If I want Karthik to use get and Manoj to use post, then
I mean, I don't know. Let me ask GPT about that.
okay, just no worries.
Yeah, that is another thing. First, you know one thing, how it is working.
How do I let? Um, there are multiple methods. Get, post. There are two methods, get and post. Now let us say one.
But they will be different URLs, no, sir? For get and post.
Yeah, so endpoint is different. Domain
Yeah,
name is
endpoints will be. So this is configured for a particular endpoint, no?
no. That is for whole application. This configuration is for whole application.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Whole backend application.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at what somebody asked about. What happens if you want to allow get your
Karthik get
now,
and Manoj post.
Let's say I want KRTIK to access only I want origin thing to access only get endpoints and origin Manoj MANOJ to access only post endpoints. Then is it possible to? Yes, but not directly with the standard codes and FastAPI. The built-in course rules globally for all the endpoints, so you cannot have the different endpoint. So okay, let me. Yeah. So what you can do is you read the response header. So the request. Okay. So that the request that comes to you, you access those requests where that request is coming from.
Allowed.
And then, yeah, you
Inside
can
allowed.
put in. You can put a specific your own filter basically. Those request
Got it.
headers you can print. So I mean, let me just show what I'm talking about.
Got it.
Yeah, so these are the request headers. No, this is response headers actually. These are the request headers. So when you send a request, these are the headers that goes in the request. These things goes, okay. So these things are accessible at your application, the application that you are running, okay. These origin, priority, referer, all these things you can access in your request, and then you can put manually a filter. This is not something which you want to allow this endpoint, okay.
Got it, sir.
Yeah, all right, okay. This is all from my side. Now you guys can ask doubts. Yeah, Karthik. Yeah. Karthik. Okay, Manoj.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. I have
Good
basically,
evening.
sir, three general doubts, sir. One is that, sir,
Yes.
you are using the GitHub Pro, sir. I have make the account on that for educational with my student ID, sir. But for sir educational package, it is asking that you just submit the proof. So I have my admission letter with me, but the problem is that, sir, it is asking to just capture this photo, sir. So how do I capture that photo that I put it in front of my webcam, sir? But that is not capturing, sir. How did you
Yeah.
do that, sir? You get my
Yeah.
point, sir?
Even mine also not accepting this one.
I mean, you capture a photo from phone's camera and you upload that.
The
Sir,
problem is,
I try to capture from the phone also, but sir, it is not capturing the full text, sir. Basically, the screen is showing blurred, sir.
correct.
Can you let Can you let
Problem.
me know, sir,
So,
how you did it?
No, it is not
sir,
working
even
because
even with clear screen, it's not accepting. That's a problem. I wasted whole night in that. It's not
yeah,
accepting.
the problem is that our ID card, whatever has been issued in two pages, front and back side, but it is accepting only the ID card which is showing the validity also, name also, and photo also on the same side.
I've done everything.
Okay, so
Hello,
do
hello,
one thing.
hello.
What you can do is you get it printed on the same side. Like you
No,
can.
no,
Hello, Srikanth sir.
I did it, but it is not
Hello,
accepted because it is looking
hello,
fake. ID card is not properly designed by the IT. The ID
I
card
mean,
must
but
show
I'm
photo,
able to access it via the same ID card actually. I'm using the
but
same thing.
We can stop the
hello,
recording
Srikanth
first.
sir.
yeah,
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
yeah, yeah.
Recently, we are applied, sir. By the second method, we get approval from GitHub.
Okay,
I think tomorrow. So I will
okay.
suggest you just
What you did? Let me know also.
that process is. I told you on WhatsApp. Could you please come?
Okay, please.
I send my number and the chat. You just comment me on that.
Okay, okay, got it.
Sir, is it if it is possible, sir, you can share now on Vercel itself.
I mean, I have done it a long time ago, so I don't really remember what was the actual
Okay,
process.
okay.
But I had to take some
We will resolve
photos.
ourselves. Okay. Otherwise,
So
Yeah,
right.
you
we
take
can
help
stop the
from each
recording.
other.
Second question, sir,
And
Jivraj, sir, second question was that.
who are sharing the number on the WhatsApp? Yeah,
I think it was Vijay probably.
Vijay. Please share your number. I will connect
Yeah,
you.
it was
Okay.
Vijay.
Thank you, Vijay.
Uh,
Yeah,
the second question was, sir, just that for using the Perplexity Pro, sir, how I to use my IIT email ID to get the Pro feature? Can you just let me know little hint, sir? If
also, I have
anybody is using.
forgotten. It's been a long time I have you. I did that.
Can anybody in the group can suggest how to use this Perplexity Pro with IIT email ID?
We are not using Pro. We are using just
Oh,
normal
oh,
version.
okay. That you get the
Yeah,
reference link. I mean, okay. Let me
I
search it. It's
I'm
supposed
using
that I already have that thing. What you are talking about is
I'm using
for
Pro, and that's
like CET. How to make the most out of? Okay, this is how to make most out of it. Yeah. So I think this is the post, and use this one, and this is yeah. You can use this URL. When you visit this URL and log in through your IITM email address, you will be able to access 2 years or 1 years, whatever they are offering. I guess it's 2 years, if I'm not wrong.
Last but not the least is that, sir, I just want to know, clarify, is there be any any sir session by the Carlton sir regarding week 1 and week 2? Because I seen in the TDS course video portal that there's a session by Carlton sir for week 1 and week 2, sir, earlier. Just is that in this term, will there be any such session, sir, by Carlton sir for week 1 and week 2, summary and something like that?
Generally, he takes sessions on Wednesdays.
So, sir, Carlton sir will take the session for week 1 or week 2, sir, recap or just bridging the gap, sir. Because in TDS course video sections, YouTube, I have seen earlier one section by Carlton sir by for week 1 and week 2.
Do you have the video of the link of that?
No, no, you go to a TDS course portal. It is showing on the front page itself.
Okay.
The
I don't know,
respected
but
sir. Your recording is still on, sir. That's why I'm saying.
yeah, I mean that is fine. I can just
Fine. Okay.
May I ask my question?